The I don't recall is not true. You were not being honest to the jurors. Am I right?
I don't remember, sir.
The police were telling us to lie, put young Thug in on it, or face a lot of time in prison.
I don't remember the conversation.
That you told the police on recording that Jeffrey was involved in this crime because you wanted to serve less time in prison.
No, sir.
The Young Thug YSL RICO trial got interesting today. Thug's lawyer Brian Steele cross-examines Adrian Bean and cast doubt on his entire testimony, telling the jury that Adrian does in fact remember everything and he was lying on the stand. Thug's lawyer and Adrian Bean met up with each other in January of 2023 and Adrian spilled the beans on everything. That was not on purpose. I just realized I said spilled the beans when his name is Bean. Alright, but he said that he remembers everything and that the detectives fed him a whole story to make up that Thug was involved. And this is all in recording apparently that we're going to hear at some point. We don't hear it today, but Brian asked him about it on the stand today. It's towards the end of this video, so buckle up, hit subscribe, like the video right now. Here we go. First look at Thug, looking like Santa Claus. That's what jail does to you. You either come out ripped or you come out fat. He looks tired as shit. I know he is over waking up at like 6 a.m. every day. Adrian Bean back on the stand. Let's see if he says no ma'am 100 times or I don't recall.
That Big Fred had taken hold of the 9mm Ruger in the car that you all were in.
No, ma'am.
Do you remember telling a detective with the Atlanta Police Department that Big Fred was just trying to put something in his pocket, just trying to get out? Do you remember that?
No, ma'am.
At Atlanta Police Headquarters and saying, at the time we went in Summerdale, the robbery wasn't no robbery because he could have gotten out. Thug could have gotten out.
No, ma'am.
Do you remember telling that a detective at the Atlanta Police Department that DK could have gotten out? They could have went on there and had their business.
No, ma'am.
Thug tells DK, he didn't really just say, go get the money. He was like, go get it. Go ahead and get it. Go get it. Do you remember telling him that?
No, ma'am.
Bro was singing. He was telling that detective everything.
Do you remember telling Detective Quinn, there was no girl?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember Detective Quinn asking you, are you just trying to hide that from your wife? There's no girl in the car anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember telling Detective Quinn, no girl, there wasn't no girl in the car. The girl they think is a girl is Thug, man. I gave it to Thug, man. Thug got the wild hair. Do you remember telling Detective Quinn that?
Damn. So I predicted that at one point. I was like, it's got to be whichever cop thought they saw a girl in the car. It was Thug because he has long dreads. They thought he had big tits too. So I don't know how they didn't get them eyes checked.
No, ma'am. I don't have. No, ma'am.
That up front, you got me, meaning yourself, and Big Fred.
No, ma'am.
Do you remember telling Detective Quinn that you were driving?
No, ma'am.
Big Fred was on the passenger seat. Thug was behind Big Fred. And DK was behind the driver. That's you.
No, ma'am.
Who shot DK and who shot Big Fred?
My statement is that I don't remember anything from 2013, ma'am.
Okay, I understand. But I have to ask you these questions, okay?
I wonder how the jury sees this, because does this prove that these guys committed crimes in furtherance of YSL? I don't think so. It just sounds like 4 boys were in a car trying to hit a lick on someone for 20 or 30 grand. But there isn't really solid proof Thug was there. Like there literally isn't any surveillance video. Literally not a single eyewitness says they saw Thug there besides Adrian Bean. That doesn't seem like it should weigh on the jurors' minds that much.
You couldn't say whether Thug or DK or either of them shot Big Fred in the back.
No, ma'am.
He thought one of them may have accidentally shot their friend in the front passenger seat.
I know DK couldn't have shot him because he was more worried about, is he okay? He's more worried about his shit, his situation, because he had to run. Do you remember telling a detective at Atlanta Police Department that?
No, ma'am.
Thug has a black Challenger.
No, ma'am.
You didn't know it was a cop because you did not see a uniformed cop.
No, ma'am.
About a phone call with your wife wherein you said, why did I get involved with those young over and over again?
I don't recall, ma'am.
Bro was disappointed in himself. He's like, why did I do this, bro?
Do you recall telling Detective Quinn that the people in the car with you were gangbangers, but that you don't gangbang?
No, ma'am.
Bro is snitching, dude. What guns they had? Who shot? Who said what? Who was their foot soldier? Like, damn. I know he does not want to be there, bro. I mean, I feel bad for this guy, but at the same time, I don't. Like, bro, you might have changed your life a little bit and you're working and shit, but you were snitching. And apparently he did some shit in 2013, 2015 that we're going to get into later in this video too. So stick around for what he did later on.
He needed to go find a picture of the person you were calling Thug.
No, ma'am.
What if he accidentally goes, yes, ma'am, one time?
Do you recall telling Detective Quinn that everyone in the car was probably going to split the proceeds of the robbery evenly?
No, ma'am.
That you had been robbed 4 times in 2013?
No, ma'am.
Damn. Bro was a target on his back.
Do you recall Detective Quinn telling you that had DK not started shooting and just robbed Dirty Red, the police would have never known what was up?
No, ma'am.
You and Dirty Red go way back, and that you used to go to his mom's house.
No, ma'am.
Bro was robbing one of his friends. Damn.
You didn't realize it was Dirty Red that they were about to do the move on.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay. That's a little bit better. He didn't even realize it was him.
That if you had known it was Dirty Red, the robbery would have never happened anyway?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall Detective Quinn telling you, let me go see if I can find this picture of this boy with the crazy hair that I guess looks like a girl?
No, ma'am.
Bro was trying to find a picture.
Do you recall Detective Quinn asking you if the guy with the crazy hair had the name Jeff?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall telling Detective Quinn, yes, the guy with crazy hair that looks like a girl is named Jeff?
No, ma'am.
Imagine Thug hearing all this. He's probably like, damn, this old ass motherfucker snitched on me 10 years ago.
That you thought maybe it could have been the people that DK was robbing or who were with the people DK was robbing that were blocking your exit?
No, ma'am.
Said that 12 started shooting into the car while you were talking with your wife while you were in Rice Street Jail. Do you remember Detective Quinn telling you about hearing that call?
No, ma'am.
So he even lied to the cops at one point. Bro was lying and snitching and doing everything.
That 12 were shooting, police shooting, and that DK was shooting at 12?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember Detective Quinn telling you that he was going to put that up as evidence?
No, ma'am.
Do you recall Detective Quinn asking you, why do you all talk like that on jail calls? You know we listening.
I don't recall.
Detective bragging in his face. Why you snitch on yourself on jail calls?
Ma'am, I don't recall any conversations I had with my wife in 2013.
Do you recall telling that them hot ass damn near got you killed?
No, ma'am.
Do you remember telling that third party call that little DK shot at 12 and he was shooting for no reason? Do you remember that?
No, ma'am.
And that you and Thug got out the car and ran. That you just went the wrong motherfucking way and you should have followed Thug's ass.
No, ma'am.
But that whole goddamn come out of nowhere boy and run me clean over.
No, ma'am. I don't recall that, ma'am.
Yeah, they ran my ass smack over, man. During it broke your collarbone. You remember telling her that?
No, ma'am.
Asking your wife whether you were on the news and whether your picture was on the news?
No, ma'am.
Oh shit, man, I made the news.
No, ma'am. I don't recall.
What type of moron gives this much information over a jail call?
That DK had to shoot because 2 or 3 shots went off in the car while y'all were jumping them hills and shit.
So someone was shooting their gun on accident while the car was crashing. And apparently it could have been Thug. But who knows, bro? If I was on this jury, I'd be like, okay, but is this in furtherance of YSL? Like, I need to see something that's in furtherance of this YSL enterprise.
Do you remember telling your wife Thug probably shot Big Fred because DK had a strap, Thug had a strap, and you weren't even strapped?
I don't recall, ma'am.
He thinks Thug shot him, bro. That's crazy. Potentially, Thug shot his friend on accident.
Yeah, it's your choice, Mr. Steele, but I was thinking that because we're going to break in about 10 minutes, you just wait till Monday.
So this day 40, last Friday, was literally only an hour and a half. Trial's gonna take forever, so we're supposed to be getting 8 hours a day in, bro. Let's like bang this out. Let's get this done in 3 or 4 months. Like, come on, bro. So here's Thug on day 41 with the hair down today, boys. Brian Steele getting ready for cross. Gonna make Adrian Bean look very dumb, I would imagine here. Probably make him look like he's a liar in some way, so prepare yourself.
It was Sunday, January 22 of 2023, and I will be using that for impeachment because, respectfully, I know it's a jury question, but I believe he was not straightforward on his testimony on direct last week.
Oh, they have a interview from 2023, so last year, 13 months ago, and this interview apparently is going to make him look like he lied on the stand.
It's also a prior inconsistent statement, but it also goes to trial testimony under oath, which can be impeached at all times. So I gave that to state earlier this morning.
Such recording is barred as hearsay unless he can confront.
Oh, so she's saying this is hearsay, but her 911 call with an anonymous caller isn't.
He's still facing charges. He's got a dead docket. Dead docket stops the statute of limitations. It's still open case. That's my ruling. Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Here we go.
You were released from prison in approximately 2017. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. I don't recall anything from 2013, sir.
And why is that?
I just don't recall. I just don't recall, sir.
Do you remember things in 2014?
No, sir.
No? Yes or no?
No, sir.
2015.
I don't recall, sir.
How about 2016?
No, sir.
2017?
I just remember what I need to remember in 2017.
That's after prison? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I was released from prison in 2017.
And is your memory good after 2017 released from prison? Do you remember? You don't?
What am I remembering in 2018, sir?
Anything. Where you were working. How about that?
No, I remember where I worked in 2018, sir.
Okay. Do you remember being home in 2018, not incarcerated?
Yes, sir.
All right. How about 2019? Same question.
What am I remembering?
Same question.
Every year you ask me, what am I remembering for every year that you ask me about this certain type of year? That's what I'm trying to get you on.
Answer my question. Do you remember where you were working in 2019?
No, sir.
Were you working in 2019?
I don't remember. I remember my work 21. I remember my work 22. I remember my work 23. I remember my work 24. This year right now, what we're looking at.
How clearly do you remember 23 and 24 years? This year and last year?
Not too good.
I can't hear you.
Not too good.
You see it lists certain charges on the left-hand corner. You see that? Left-hand side? It goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it skips to 9. You see that?
I see it.
Okay. And then it says in the disposition, you see 2 columns over, after it says charge, and then you see disposition?
Yes, sir.
And on count 1, it says guilty Alford. Do you see it?
I don't know.
I can't hear you.
I don't know.
Do you see it?
I can't really see it.
Yes? 10 years to serve 3 years. That's in prison, right? Balance probated 7 years, right?
Okay.
And then it says concurrent with, and it gives another indictment number. You see that?
Okay. Yeah, I don't recall none of this paperwork right here, but you're showing me on this.
All right, well, it's in evidence. We're going to go through it. Again, you pled guilty under Alford, right?
Brian Steele doesn't give a shit. He's like, well, it's in evidence. We're going through it. Let's go.
Yes or no? Sir, you got to answer the questions, okay?
Yeah, I guess it's on the screen. Yes, sir.
Count 3 is, again, aggravated assault against a peace officer, And again, guilty under Alford, 10 years to serve 3 years, balanced, 7 years on probation, concurrent with count 1. All
I never pleaded to this.
right, we're going to talk about it. We'll go through the whole document.
You say so.
Well, that's the prison you're talking about with the jurors. You said you got out in about 2017, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm
What do
asking
you mean, sir? Do I want to go back to prison?
you don't want to go back to prison, do you? Do
If I had to go, I would. I went to prison.
you want to go back?
I've been to prison before.
Did you enjoy prison?
I mean, I did my time.
Mr. Murphy's charged in count 7, but also in count 9. You see that?
That's what the paper says.
And then the last person is Frederick Medina, which is Medina, Prothro, Prothro. You see that?
Yeah, that's what it says, sir.
And Mr. Prothro is also charged in similar counts as you, but count 8. So he's charged in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. You see that?
That's what it says.
For Walter Murphy, show the jurors where Jeffrey Williams is charged, along with you, Mr. Prothro, Mr. Murphy in this indictment.
You show me.
I cannot hear you.
You can see it clear as day. It's on the paper. You show me. He's not there.
He's not there.
Showing the jury that Thug was never charged in this whole case that they've been showing them for the past 10 days.
October 1, 2013, the return of this case, that is after you spoke with Detective Quinn at the City of Atlanta Homicide Office on recording on September 17, 2013. You realize that?
No, sir.
So he's showing him a case he had from 2011 or 2012 that got solved the same day as this case. So he's thinking that the law enforcement gave him a good deal to snitch on people with other cases.
Sir, I don't remember that, sir.
You're charged now in 4 counts in this indictment. And the first one is aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, as well as is the second count. The third count is possession of firearm by convicted felon, and the fourth count is possession of firearm during the commission of a felony. You see that in the second column on the left?
That's what the paper says, sir.
And then in the center, it's center left, you see the disposition. You again entered a guilty plea under Alford. So all 4 counts. You see that?
That's what the paper says.
And then next to it is your sentence on last Thursday and Friday that you were given a choice. Is your answer you do not recall information on statements that you gave on recording to Detective Quinn on September 17, 2013? Or are you saying you did not do that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I don't recall.
And you specifically never said that you denied that it occurred. You just kept saying, I don't recall. Remember that?
That's what I said.
Now, you know and remember September 11, 2013. The I don't recall is not true. You were not being honest to the juries. Am I right?
I don't remember, sir.
Do you recall meeting with me and investigator James Martin, private investigator, and we were trying to get in touch with you, and we caught up with you on Sunday morning, on January 22 of 2023. You remember that?
Yeah, I don't really remember, though.
Do you remember saying, because we were in front of your house, I'll speak with you, but let's go to the nearby Kroger. Remember that?
Something like that. I mean, I don't really remember the conversation, though.
Do you remember Investigator Martin and me asking if we can record the conversation with you?
Okay.
Do you remember giving permission and said, that's fine?
Okay.
Do you remember me telling you, I only want the truth?
Okay.
Do you remember?
Here she goes. Here she goes. Her plan's getting busted with this guy's on recording. Probably saying something different than what he's saying I don't recall on the stand, but she's going to be all salty here. Here we go.
Objection, ma'am.
Objection as to hearsay, the questions have been posed.
I think he's going to ask them, so at least is that your intent, Mr. Steele? I have to lay the foundation. Yeah.
Your Honor, I'd like to approach us to the foundation.
So we seemingly, after she asked that, they went on a hour-and-a-half long break at least after that happened, for whatever reason.
You remember after driving the 2004 Nissan Altima vehicle into the side of the building, the laundromat, do you remember being arrested?
I don't recall, sir.
So it seems like they're just going to not talk about what he was leading to, about the recording. I guess it's going to come up at another time.
After being struck by the police car, you were then handcuffed and taken into police custody, same day.
No, sir.
Do you recall then being taken to the hospital, Grady Hospital, for injuries?
No, sir.
You don't remember. Do you remember in Grady Hospital, a law enforcement officer, detective with the City of Atlanta Police Department coming out and speaking with you?
My statement was I don't remember that from 2013, sir.
Do you remember that while at Grady Hospital, this is before ever being taken to the Fulton County Jail, you spoke with that detective?
No, sir.
That there were 3 people in the Nissan red Altima vehicle.
No, sir.
Do you remember telling Detective Lewis or whoever that the driver was not you?
No, sir.
Do you remember lying that the driver was not you and saying that the driver was your dear friend, Fred Plethora?
No, sir.
Fred Plethora and you are good friends, fair to say? Or were good friends?
I don't recall, sir.
You don't remember stating that Fred Plethora is like your brother?
No, sir.
So he snitched on Big Fred too. This 2011, they all 4 got charged with possession of firearm, cocaine, marijuana. A guy named William Green. So it looks like his brother Shashwana. I don't know how to pronounce that. And
Mr. Bean, does this change your testimony in front of the jury that you've never been charged or indicted with Mr. Frederick Plethora again?
The document you show says that I don't remember.
Did you remember telling, and didn't you tell, Detective Quinn on September 17, 2013, Fred Plethora was like a brother to you?
I don't remember any questions that I had with Detective Quinn, sir.
Do you remember telling me and Investigator Martin on January 22, 2023, that Fred Plethora was very close to you?
I don't remember that either, sir.
Why did you tell the detective with City of Atlanta Police Department homicide at the hospital before you go to the Fulton County Jail?
That's not an evidence, and I really object to that. This is asking a witness about something that isn't an evidence and will not be.
It's his statement, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm going to overrule the objection. Go ahead and ask the question, okay? We'll see what goes from there.
Why did you tell the detective at the hospital that it was not you, but your dear friend driving that Nissan vehicle?
There are no facts that are in evidence. There will be no statement put in evidence.
Bro was snitching on his friend, trying to say his friend was driving.
So I object to facts not in
Did
evidence.
he make the statement, Mr. Steele?
Yes.
Mr. Steele does not have any such statement.
Let me ask this way. Do you have a good faith basis?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to overrule the objection.
Telling Detective Quinn that, yes, sir, I lied to the detective when they first came and talked to me, and I told them, and that's probably the lies you're talking about. I told them Big Fred was driving, and I was the driver. Big Fred was the passenger. Do you remember saying that?
No, sir, I don't remember that, sir.
This is a cluster. Bro was lying to everyone. Snitching and lying and snitching and lying, dude.
Tell Detective Quinn on recording at that time, stamp it, I just said that your dear friend is driving the car that almost killed the police officer.
I don't recall that, sir.
Why did you tell Detective Quinn that you typically use your cousin's name when getting arrested so you don't get arrested and they pull up your history?
I don't recall that either, sir. I don't remember any conversation that me and you even had, sir.
Do you remember on Sunday, January 22, 2023, approximately 11 o'clock a.m., listening to a jail call that Jimmy Martin Jr. played for you in my presence at the Kroger restaurant near your Kroger grocery store near your home?
I don't remember any conversations I had with you, Mr. Steele.
Do you remember at that Kroger grocery store near your home on the same date, you're all gonna be the same date, introduced ourselves to you and I made it known that I represent Mr. Jeffrey Williams, performer known as Young Thug in this pending case? Do you remember that?
I don't remember any conversations we had, sir.
That Jeffrey Williams or Young Thug or Thug was not involved in any way?
I don't remember the conversation, sir.
He told Brian Steele and the private investigator that Thug wasn't there? What the f is going on? This is all over the place. Why'd you tell him that?
Do you remember then explaining that they, meaning the detectives, tried to force Jeffrey Williams or Young Thug into it? Remember saying that?
I don't remember that.
Do you remember explaining that the police wanted Thug in it and there was a lot of, quote, hype on the street?
I don't remember, sir.
Do you remember, again, emphasizing Jeffrey Williams or Thug or Young Thug was not involved in any way on September 11, 2013?
I don't remember the conversation, sir.
Bro was lying up a storm. Like, who knows what the truth is? The jury has to see right through this and just be like, all right, this guy lied to everyone and anyone. We don't know what is the truth. Like, this has been a complete waste of time.
Referring to that jail recording between you and your wife made from the Fulton County Jail. And I asked you, what did it mean when you said, quote, they gave us a story to tell? Remember that?
No, sir.
He said they gave us a story to tell. That's sketchy.
That what you're referring to is that at the hospital, the police were telling us to lie, put Young Thug in on it, or face a lot of time in prison. Remember saying that?
I don't remember the conversation.
He's casting doubt on his whole testimony. Brian Steele's doing an amazing job.
That you were the driver of that 2004 Nissan Altima vehicle, red vehicle, on September 11, 2013.
I don't recall.
But explaining that the police wanted you to make Young Thug the driver. Remember that?
I don't remember, sir.
If this is true, that's crazy, but who knows, bro? Because this guy is a liar.
Do you remember explaining on January 22, 2023, that you told the police on recording that Jeffrey was involved in this crime because you wanted to serve less time in prison?
No, sir.
Do you recall explaining that you made calls from the Fulton County Jail that you knew were being recorded to support your lie to the police that Jeffrey was involved?
No, sir.
Do you remember again emphasizing that Jeffrey Williams, I call him Jeffrey Williams, whatever you call him, was not involved at all with this crime?
I don't remember, sir.
Explaining that you are not involved with any criminal street gang and that September 11, 2013 was not criminal street gang activity. Remember that?
Basis, sir.
Assuming facts not in evidence, you will take this.
That's what he said on recording. Overrule the objection.
Bro, we need to hear this recording. We need to hear this shit. Please show us this next week, bro. Because they're off for the rest of this week. I don't know why.
Do you remember explaining that you are not a part of YSL if it is a criminal street gang?
I don't remember, sir.
Well, are you part of a criminal street gang?
No, sir.
That Young Thug was not in any vehicle on September 11, 2013 with you?
I may have. I don't remember the conversation, though, still.
Do you remember explaining that Young Thug, who I call Jeffrey Williams, never directed you to commit any criminal activity?
I don't remember.
Everybody wants to go against the man, Young Thug. He's got money. Remember that?
I may have said that.
One more time.
I may have said something like that.
Now it's suddenly I may have said something like that. I thought he couldn't remember. What's going on, dude?
That all you know is that Thug is in the studio.
I may have said something like that. I don't remember those still.
Bro said he could remember everything after he got out of prison to the prosecutor. But now he's saying he forgot everything with Brian Steele. His testimony's a shit show. Brian Steele's cooking these motherfuckers, bro. The judge called him up and it looks like that's the end of the day. He excuses the jury right here. And that's it for days 40 and 41. Brian Steele doing a masterclass against this witness. Comment down below what you guys think. I think it was a good day for the defense. This guy's a liar. His testimony shouldn't even really, like, the jury shouldn't even think about this testimony because it just proves that he was lying left to right and snitching on people. Subscribe. So you guys, peace out.